this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, so I'm only going to be doing 3, but if people like it, I'll review some more theories. But the final one is, Kris is the knight. Again, Spooky Dude made a great video defending this, so I'm going to go over the evidence for this. Kris in the game is described as a knight. That is, it's in the stat menu, if you go check it, it says, I can't remember the exact wording, but it definitely says he's a knight. Kris makes a dark fountain at the end of chapter 3. The only thing we know the knight does is make dark fountains, so it would make sense. Kris ripped the soul out after chapter 1 and before chapter 2, meaning there is ample time for him to create the cyber worlds. The dark worlds are the freedom that Kris wants. It's very clear that Kris feels trapped with us, and dark worlds are freedom. He gets to go on an adventure with his friends, so they're the biggest freedom he can get. And finally, the biggest piece of evidence is, in chapter 1, when you first start, Kris has a save file that you have to save over, which would only make sense if he had been to the dark world before us. There are a few things I have against this thing. For starters, I think Kris couldn't have actually made the cyber world, in my opinion, as Bradley and Noelle were sat in the center of the room, while when we jump into the dark world, we're at the door. So it wouldn't make sense for Kris to have made it if they had to be already in, because we were with Kris when they went to the library. The line, "a large man could fit in here," implies that that's where the knight was. And while some people think it's foreshadowing the Bardley thing, I don't think Bardley counts as like a large man. Kris only makes a fountain after Queen teaches him how to. And in chapter 2, Queen teaches how to make a dark fountain. And then we see Kris make one. So it could be very possible that Kris finds out and wants to go on another adventure. Or the other big theory is that Kris made the fountain to lure Undyne into a dark world. Because in chapter 1 and 2, we can try and tell Undyne about the dark worlds. Both times she just brushes it off. So Kris could be getting desperate and trying to get some action to be done on the dark worlds. Overall, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I don't personally think Kris is knight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kris was a knight. So I could see it going in either direction, honestly.